What's going on, everybody? We're back, and I have an update from my pickups in October. Now, every month I try to do a pickup video, and I'm not going to include and rehash the things that I've already shown you from card shows. These are pickups that I made outside of card shows and stuff that I've already gone over. Now, without a doubt, the most requested thing that people ask me about and ask me to make content about are my pickups and showing parts of my collection. So I just figured the easiest way to do it is as I'm buying stuff to show you. But I don't want to show you one card and then a week later have a different card. So I'm trying to do a once a month, what did I pick up over that month that you haven't already seen in like a card show video. So that's what I've got today. Now, a lot of these cards are pickups from the various auction sites like eBay. I've actually bought a fair amount on Golden Auctions in the recent, few months, couple months. And then also one of these pickups is a social media pickup. A guy that I kind of saw some stuff that he had for sale on social media, which, sometimes can be a little bit tricky. So you got to be a little bit careful, make sure that you have somebody that's trustworthy and you can kind of do your due diligence with. But what I've got is one social media pickup that I got and a few auction sites. So I'm very excited to show you my recent stuff. And one of the reasons I like to do this is because it kind of shows you what my recent tastes are, what I've been spending money on, what kinds of things I'm currently buying. And then the other thing I do is a lot of people have asked, well, tell us how much you spent. We want to know what you're paying. So it's certainly not a flex to show you, oh, I bought this. I mean, a couple of the things I bought this month were like $5 or $6, as you'll see. So it's certainly not to show you that I'm spending a ton of money. And if anything, it's to show you that I'm picking up things that aren't, always that expensive and adding those to my collection as well. Because there's a lot of very affordable stuff that I want to add to my collection. So that's what I've got. So let's go ahead, without further ado, let's take a look at my pickups and what I paid from the month of October.
All right. So first off, some very affordable ones. First, this is a Rollie Fingers autograph on a Hall of Fame plaque postcard. And it was $15. $15. And I don't know. I think it's a beautiful autograph. And, for $15, how can you go wrong? I mean, just the postcard, I think is worth, I don't know, at least $5, right? Well, how about a Carl Hubbell? Now, Carl Hubbell has been gone for quite a while. This one's PSA authenticated. You can see the best offer was accepted. I paid $22.50. Now, if I had just sent it into PSA for authentication, the authentication would have been more than $22.50. So, two really good deals there. We'll take a closer look at them. So you can see these postcards. They're postcard size. And this is a beautiful Rollie Fingers autograph. I really like that. And, when I see stuff like this for super affordable, I don't really see a downside in it. And here's the Carl Hubbell. It's a really nice Carl Hubbell and a thick blue Sharpie down there. A lot of the guys sign them at the top, but Carl Hubbell, he signed this one along the bottom. But I mean, he's been gone for a long time, so it's not like there's a ton floating around out there. So I kind of kept on the same theme because I saw a couple more pop up for a super good deal. Check this one out. It's a Monty Irvin, and that's a beautiful Monty Irvin autograph on another Hall of Fame postcard. And it was $6.45 with free shipping. So $6.45 with free shipping. Now I know Monty Irvin signed a lot. like later in life, he signed a lot. But 645, I mean, it's probably a couple bucks just to ship it, I would think. And then same seller also had a Bob Feller, another guy who signed a lot, but still it's Bob Feller. And that one was, again, you're talking $6-7 with free shipping. So, for the two of those, it's with tax and everything, it's like under $15 shipped. So take a closer look at these. I mean, look at how beautiful that Monty Irvin autograph is. I mean, it's really a nice one. Thick blue Sharpie. Really nice. I mean, it's a little off center. I know some people grade the postcards themselves. I'm more into just having the autograph on it. And you're like, well, are these authentic? I mean, I've seen enough Monty Irvin and Bob Feller autographs in my time that I have zero doubt in the authenticity. Plus, they're just not as valuable enough to fake. And then one more in the same seller. There's a Lefty Gomez, Yankee Hall of Famer. And that one was $10.50 free shipping. So now if we look at the three of them for like $25, I got the Monty Irvin, I got the Bob Feller, and I got the Lefty Gomez. And I mean, we're talking about guys that are no longer alive, no longer producing autographs, obviously. And you can get their autographs, all three of them, for under $25. I'm going to go for that all day long. So, super excited to add those. Now, a lot of you are always asking, do you collect any modern stuff? Not a ton, but a little bit. So, Casey Mize was the number 1 overall draft pick a few years ago. And this is his first Bowman. It's out of $4.99, autographed in a BGS 9.5. Now, this card a couple years ago was like a $250 card. He got Tommy John surgery, and it's down to $32. And then there's my guy, Matt Manning. I've mentioned that Matt Manning is a former student of mine. He was a 9th overall pick. And this is his first Bowman autograph. This is a PSA 9. It's out of 150. So now Matt is buddies with Casey Mize. He swears Casey Mize is the real deal. And, they're in the Tigers rotation together. And Casey has not pitched in about a year and a half because of a couple of injuries, including Tommy John surgery. But a lot of guys say that when you come back from Tommy John surgery, you actually throw harder. So I'm like, you know what? I'll throw $35 at a Casey Mize first Bowman at a $4.99 autograph. And then whenever I see one of Matt's cheap, I mean, anytime there's one under $20, I'll pick that up. I actually played golf with him just the other day. He's now home after the season has ended. Next up, check this out, a 1951 Burke Ross Warren Spahn. You guys know I'm a Warren Spahn collector. And this is really well centered. A PSA 4. Now, Burke Ross made obviously more than just baseball cards. They had several sports that they made cards for. And, sometimes there's big perforation issues along the edges and centering issues and stuff. But I really liked the looks of this one. And for that price, I could not turn it down. I really like the looks of it. It's got some print issues on the back, which we'll see here in a second. I'll flip it over and show you. But the front is gorgeous. I mean, the front is really nice looking. So you can see some print marks, just print roller marks from the ink. And other than that, a really nice looking card. Again, there's not a ton of Burke Ross cards floating around. And a 1951 Warren Spahn in a 4, I'm all after that. So then I got a 1951 Bowman Warren Spahn, and this was for $35. And looking at the picture online, I'm like, it was a buy it now For $35, I'm like, man, that looks really pretty nice. Really well centered, great eye appeal. Corners are soft, but not bad. So I just pulled the trigger like right away. I saw that probably about an hour after it was posted. So I just immediately bought it. And then when it showed up, I'm like, that thing's pretty nice. Like, I need to send that in. I think I need to send that in. So I sent it in SGC and I got a 3.5. So it's a $35 card. Then I put 15 into the SGC grading. And at a 3.5, it's worth way more than the $50 I have into it. Super pumped.
All right, just a reminder, as a quick break, just a reminder, I am giving away a 1960 Mickey Mantle All-Star card. And it's very, very simple to enter. All you have to do is down below in the comments, tell me your Whatnot username. And in addition to that, on Whatnot, make sure that you're following me. That's all you have to do, and you'll be entered to win. Now, I am giving this away on November 20th. The reason I'm giving it away on November 20th is from November 16th to November 19th, Whatnot is doing their virtual card show, and there are a ton of vintage. Yes, there are vintage dealers on Whatnot. So there are going to be a lot of sellers on Whatnot with vintage cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put right here a graphic with some of those vintage dealers that will be selling stuff during the Whatnot Virtual Card Show 3 from November 16th to November 19th. And then afterwards, on November 20th, I'll be giving this away. So again, down below, give me your Whatnot username, follow me on Whatnot. Now, if you don't have Whatnot, which some of us don't, first off, Whatnot does have a lot of really good vintage stuff. I've bought some of it myself. What you've got to do is click on the link in the pinned comments below or in the description below. I'll also flash it on the screen right now to take you to Whatnot to create a Whatnot account. Once you create a Whatnot account, if you use my link, they'll give you $15 free on Whatnot, a $15 credit, and it will help you set up an account. And as long as you set up that account and you use some of that money before the 20th, you will be entered to win the giveaway for the 1960 Mickey Mantle. And it's a beauty. It's a PSA 4, and it's one of the nicest 4s I've ever seen. So back to my recent pickups from October.
So I've mentioned before, I love these Allen and Ginter pirate cards from the late 1880s. I love them. So I picked this one up, $25. In fact, it was actually a little bit less than $25. I think it ended up being like $23.50 or something. And same for this one. So one of these is a 1.5 and one of them is a 2. Whenever I see one of those for under $50, I am interested, as long as it's in decent condition. So when we look at these two that I just picked up, when you look at the front of it, I mean, for a 2, the front is beautiful. And these things are gorgeous. The color on these cards is incredible. So really, really nice one. There's a little bit of surface damage on the back. It was probably pasted into an album. And you can kind of see along the left, right in there, there's a little bit of back surface damage. But again, these are Allen and Ginter. They're Pirates of the Spanish Main cards. So that went in a 2. And then equally is beautiful. I mean, again, the color and the clarity are amazing for these cards. Are like, 140 years old or something. This one's a 1.5, and you'll see a little bit of paper loss there on the right. And there's 50 of these cards in the set, and I've got about 10 of them. Well, as of right now, I have about 10 of them. because you're about to see I actually picked up a few more of them besides just those two. So same seller put several up at the same time, so I just snagged all of them because, again, the asking price was $25, and then I think they sent me like a 10% off or something. So before I could even hit accept for $25, they were offering me 10% off. So these were, one of these was like $22.50 and one of them was $25. Again, one of these is a 1 and one's a 1.5. But again, sometimes if there's just a little paper loss, like a little bit, and some people don't want to deal with card with paper loss, I get it. But if a card's from the 1880s, I'm okay with a little paper loss personally. So look at this one. And again, I mean, look at how beautiful the color and the picture is on this. The corners are pretty decent, but there's some paper loss. There it is. Again, that one was clearly in an album, pulled out, lost a little bit of paper, but my goodness, I just love these things. So eventually I want to have all of them. Some of them, of the more well-known guys, are fairly expensive, but these ones aren't. Again, right in that $25 range. But look again, I just think they're so cool looking. This is a 1.5, and again, from the front, it looks like about a 6 or a 7, but then a little bit of paper loss on the back pulls the price way down because it pulls the grade way down. But again, I'm totally thrilled to add these to my collection. These are long-term PC cards for me. And then one more. This one was $25. It's a 1 as well. Again, these are 1888 N19 Allen and Ginter Pirates of the Spanish Main. And you don't see them super often, so when I do see them, I'm going to go after them. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, you won't collect an O.J. Simpson card because he's a murderer, but you'll collect a pirate card. I was like, that's a fair point, except, I don't know, these are more like artifacts than, cards that were made 40 years ago. So it's, I'm all in on these pirate cards. I absolutely love them. And then I reached out to a person who had posted a T206 Johnny Evers PSA 2 card, and he said I'd do $240 shipped. So I bought it. This is the card. Remember that Concord card show, the East Bay card show, where I ended up not buying anything and I was working on a deal? Well, here is the deal. It's Johnny Evers, Hall of Famer, T206, really good eye appeal in my eyes, very well centered. It has a little crease in it, like a little wrinkle, but it's a sweet cap back, which, with the T206s for me, I'm not that into the backs. I don't really care about them that much. But anytime I can add a Hall of Fame T206 card, I'm cool with that. And this is a pretty recognizable name. So those are my October pickups. Let me know what you think. What was your favorite of my pickups? What'd you think? Did I get good deals or did I overpay?